Y'all know what the fuck going on. Yeah, so this that uncut recipe podcast. It's that uncut recipe podcast. 3 different chefs trying to cook it up, trying to get away. Yeah, we got the recipe, we gon' show you, ayy. Uncut recipe, uncut recipe podcast. Uncut recipe podcast. Hey.
I draw.
Okay. Album covers and stuff like that.
I like self-portraits.
Yeah. You showed me. Dude.
I'm gonna show you.
You're the shit.
Thank you, man.
Hey,
you.
when he showed me if you're the same guy, oh man, you're the shit, dude. Yeah, fam. How long you been doing this? All your life, pretty much.
Kinda. I've been interested in drawing, but after high school, I took it serious because I went to college for like 2 weeks and didn't want to do it. So then I just took that serious.
He showed me these, and I was totally impressed. You're fucking good, man.
Thank you.
Like the detail was what was getting me. I was like, wow. Yeah. So what do you charge if like somebody wanted you to do a portrait of them? And like how long would that take? Does it depend on the person or?
Yeah, it just depends on a lot of stuff. I usually I'll do photo shoots because people will give you a picture, like a low quality image, and then they want it to be detailed like they see.
Right.
So I'm like, you can't, great detail.
Not zoom in, I see megapixels, bro. I don't know what
Right,
you're talking
you
about.
can't. So yeah.
They get a little graphic a little bit.
So yeah, usually I'll do a photo shoot.
Okay.
My starting price is $12.
Okay.
And then it varies from size and all that.
Okay. So yeah, I really like your work, man. You really
Thank you.
What's going on? This your boy Chef Mikey B.
And Jordan, I made it.
You know, I got the one and only, you know what I'm saying? The old school legend himself, you know, street legend and all that. At the same time when you be like, hey, can I get a, Mr. Dollar Bill type shit, you know what I'm saying? For real, I got Mr. Dollar Bill in the building today.
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
So,
Honored to be here.
Always.
And welcome back to the Uncut Recipe Podcast.
Yes,
None
sir.
of it.
Y'all know how it's going on. Yes, sir. Man, I met OG, man. I was working at this sandwich shop and shit. And he used to come through. And I overheard him talking to my partner, Bo. He was just like, I do beats and all that, I record and shit like that. So me being a freestyler, I was like, man, let me see what you're talking about, you know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, think you record me and Bo? Because, Bo, he white, big white boy, so it was, it was kind of weird me asking that type of question. He was like, hell yeah, just started talking business, did that, and then all the songs I got out, man, he put out, helped me put out, you know what I'm saying? Like, took me from an ass rapper to someone that you could be like, hey, I kind of fuck with that, you know what I'm saying? Because that little last shit I dropped, hey, I did that shit over here, you know what I'm saying?
Bro. I thought you did. I knew you didn't do it yourself. I was like, nah, but it's too good, man. It's too good,
man.
For real.
That's what he do, man. He put magic out. That's how it works. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Tell us what's going on with you.
Well, yeah, my name is Bill. They call me Dollar Bill or Bill Sko, Billsko. I'm here in Nashville. I've been here since '97, so it's about 25 some years, right? But I'm originally from Chicago, born and raised. I got here traveling with a magazine crew, doing magazine sales door to door, and I met a young lady, and she kind of taught me in this thing. So I dipped for about 6 months, and I ended up coming back, and I've been here ever since. And ever since I've been here, I've been able to really make some good, solid connections with some good people like Mike, yourself, and I've been able to establish my own music publishing since I've been here. Yeah, quite a few things, and Nashville's been good to me. I miss Chicago a lot, but a lot of opportunities that happen for me here most probably wouldn't have happened for me if I'd stayed back home in Chicago. So I'm gonna definitely give Nashville a lot of big ups for opportunities that happen for me since I've been here. And also I write and produce music. I have my label, Money Tree Music Group. My publishing is Shyville Music Publishing. We write and produce. We do music for television, gaming, films, and stuff like that on the publishing side. And on the music side, it's just whatever we do in the music. We release stuff by way of social media. I have our own independent label and stuff like that. So, but music is my passion. I've been doing music since '85. So I've been around quite a while. I almost like an old dinosaur, but I've been around for a while.
So did you go to school for it or self-taught?
I never went to school for it. I always just had a drive to learn how to do it. But when I was in high school, I wanted to take up like television and communications and stuff like that and broadcasting, but I never got those courses to take. So I just ended up just watching people, looking over shoulders and stuff like that, and do like my own research. And when I first bought my own equipment, I just started going from there. So yeah, I never went to school for it. I pretty much self-taught.
But yeah, so just music in general. So you just produce?
I produce. I do some songwriting. I do remixing. Mainly music production is the lion's share of what I do. I also do. I manage an online radio station called K3 Radio through a friend of mine. I have my own station on there called Grant That Audio. I do podcast radio as well. So, but mainly music production and recording is what I do. That's like the main.
I always want to ask, like a producer, so how is it, how do you transition from, let's say you've been doing it since '85? So how do you transition from the music back then into the music now? Like, does your style change? How do you, say, okay, damn, I gotta deal with the program?
Well, of course, coming from '85, the style was different then. It was more of the pure hip hop that, we grew up on, the Run DMCs and Def Jam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But over the course of time, I didn't really start producing until '92. So up until like '85 and '92, I was actually rapping. But in '92, I started producing. So whatever that style was then, it was like the traditional boom bap. But as I got here, I got introduced to Southern rap. I was listening to music from the South in Chicago, but it wasn't like called Southern rap. I didn't get to Southern rap till I got here. So over the course of time, of course, I was noticing the sound and change and stuff, the production. The Southern producers kind of took original production to another level. So that kind of allowed me to, and that allowed me to actually force me to step my game up because I'm an original boom bap producer. I sample, take breaks, cut them up. But if I wanted to really get myself planted here, I had to do what was here. So it was a handful of cats that did boom bap rap, but a lot of cats were doing what was Southern trap. So I taught myself how to do that. So the transition took about 2-3 years for me to kind of get the gist of it a little bit. But coming from like those eras to now, I can say that I was able to adapt over the course of time, especially with the internet, things going from record sales to streaming, which was kind of a hell of a big change. But overall production, I was able to adapt over the course of time. Working with cats here in the Nashville area, they actually helped me get to that cut my teeth with some of these cats. And I big up Atlanta because Atlanta took the trap. I don't want to call it trap, but they just took this Southern original production to another level. If you listen to original hip hop production coming from New York and the West Coast, it sounds like a band, like somebody's playing. But Atlanta, their producers here took original production and gave it a new sound. It gave it a more acceptable sound. Even a sound where New York accept like, okay, we approve that shit. Not to make it sound like that, but it's like New York, since them being the stronghold and the make of everything, it's almost like everything kind of has to get their approval. So when New York put their stamp on, like, yeah, we'll approve that shit. Yeah, step aside when we got theirs on.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shout outs to Atlanta because Atlanta is making it do what it do, They are doing a lot of things. But speaking of Atlanta, these RICO charges,
I've been
Rico
hearing.
cases, man.
Yeah.
It's getting insane. What you think about that? Because they targeting the young black artists, you know.
I know that, and it's
That's
just
crazy, man.
it just reminds me of like in the '90s when they had the hip hop police. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same thing, just in a new fashion. When they had like a list of rappers that they would target, they would follow around, they would show up at their shows and shit. They would try to find something on them, even if it was just a blunt. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to find something on them. So it kind of reminds me of that era again. You know what I'm saying? Just that now. Compared to now versus then, where rappers are making more money and rappers are really talking about street life versus back then. Rappers talked about street life, but it was just mainly just to just it's entertainment. It was really just entertainment. Some of them were really living that, but it was really entertainment.
Right.
Now cats are really living that shit. So they're really bringing that street. Yeah, so they're bringing that street shit to the industry, and they're actually signing record deals while still bagging up and shit. So it's kind of the same thing, but I'm gonna say this: I don't like it. I see that with they're being targeted, but at the same time, rappers got to be a lot more responsible for what they do. I'm not saying it's their fault, but a lot of times you can't have both. You can't have both worlds. You can't have both worlds. If you coming from the streets, if you're coming from the streets, and you had an opportunity to actually get a decent record deal, a decent deal, under somebody that would really guide you, you should kind of leave that shit alone. You know what I'm saying? You should kind of leave that shit alone. So I don't like what's going on, but I just wish rappers would kind of be more responsible with what they say on their records. I see Young Thug going through something, but I don't really hear Young Thug talking the way I hear a lot of rappers talk. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know what his situation is, but it just kind of reminds me of like the fucking hip hop police, the way they did the rappers in the '90s and shit. It kind of gives me that same fucking feeling.
I never even thought about it, but now I'm like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Like Gunna, this nigga had a #1 album for how long, and now he locked up. That shit crazy to me, man.
Yeah.
How they can just take your life away like that.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, again, you got to look at the way it is now. If this take it back to that was 2000. This is 22. Okay, so let's say 30 years ago in '92, when rappers was coming from the street, they was still talking about street shit, but they didn't talk about it much. At the same time, they was trying to sell a record, so they didn't really want to put too much of that shit on wax. Yeah. And they didn't have social media to, record every damn step of their life throughout the course of the day. So so rappers are now they got the money counter, they fucking bagging up all on Instagram and shit. Yeah. So and then they talking about the same shit they doing on Instagram to keep their authenticity together. But fans are looking at this shit now. You see what I'm saying? So
they just build up a case.
Yeah, they just build up a case against themselves.
In real life.
Yeah.
People be like, man, my fan base is cool. But in reality, they be the police. Yeah. As soon as you do something wrong, you on the shade room.
Yeah.
TMZ, say cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. So the times have changed because rappers back then, they didn't have so much access to the public like the way they do now. And the public didn't have so much access to them. So now you got rappers looking to stay relevant by just fucking posting every moment of their life. Like you was mentioning with the Gunna situation, even shit like Pooh Shiesty. I big these guys up because I really like their music, but they just still got that one foot in the street. They just can't seem to, like Pooh Shiesty, he's with a promising situation, Gucci Man. You know what I'm saying? Gunna's with a promising situation with Young Thug, and they just can't seem to let some of that shit go. So I just wish a lot of these cats just really just say fuck that shit and move. Like the same thing Biggie was doing with Puffy. Biggie was selling the streets, but he was like, yo man, if this shit gotta work. So there it is. There it is.
But then it's because the rap game, the rap industry is so crazy to me right now. So you go from that, because I fuck with Pooh Shiesty and I fuck with and then you go to Kendrick Lamar, and he's doing a whole different thing with rap. He's doing poetry. I haven't even listened to his
I heard
new
some
album.
songs.
I gotta get in the right headspace to listen to the album. Yeah. But what do you think about Kendrick? Just his whole dynamic.
Kendrick versus what, Key Glock or something?
Or just what Kendrick is doing, and then what Kendrick or Key Glock is doing.
Well, Kendrick is doing something that is pretty much not too much of a difference from what like the Key Glocks and anybody. It's just that his situation is different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His, you know, he's rolling with Dr. fucking Dre.
Yeah.
All right. Who's gonna try to walk that line? You see what I'm saying? And then on the fact that he got so many goddamn skills that people expect excellence from him. People expect straight up spittle shit coming from him. And he delivers every time. I'm not saying none of these rappers don't deliver, because they do deliver, but they deliver on their level. You see what I'm saying? So a key Glock, Key Glock, precisely, they gonna come with it on their level.
Right.
Kendrick Lamar is kind of like an A-list MC. You see what I'm saying? He's like an A-list. So, and then you can tell by the way he delivers his music. It's not every fucking 6 months. It's like every other year and a half to 2 years, because he's fucking taking his time and he's working with a producer that comes from that era. It wasn't all about quantity, it was about the quality of the music.
Right.
So that's the reason why Kendrick Lamar can fucking take 2.5, 3 years off, and when he come back out, it's a fucking set of new bangers and shit. Still at the same level, still street shit. It's just that his street is different from the Pusha shit.
Right.
Street Kendrick Lamar comes from Compton, but he never really had a Compton lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? He's familiar with it because he's from there, but he wasn't really in the streets like that. These cats are literally still in the fucking streets. You see what I'm saying? So that situation could be better if the situation was better, but I just think like cats like Kendrick, Drake, because they came around like the same school in 2008. It's just that their caliber of music is so fucking up there. It's still street shit, but it's like a elite level of street shit. You see what I'm saying? And it's more appealing to it, because everybody don't listen to Pusha. Everybody fucking Kendrick Lamar. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, Kendrick Lamar's like, to me, like street level. He's still street level, but it's like A-list street level because his situation is different.
And they're not, like you said, Kendrick's not in it anymore.
Right.
Drake's not in it. So,
Right.
So it's
Right.
you know, it's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Even when like Wayne and Cash Money, when I first got introduced to them when I first moved here, I never heard of Cash Money until I moved here. But over the course of the years, Wayne's lyrical prowess has fucking moved way away from that street shit. He's strictly a spitter now. Like fucking ridiculous. At first coming up, he was street, you know, hustling, doing all the other shit, but it was like this era he went through. He just became a fucking lyrical monster. So it's strictly spitter shit. It's street shit, but it's on some spitter shit. It's like, I can't even describe fucking Lil Wayne now. You know what I'm saying? He's fucking phenomenal and shit, but it's like the same situation, sort of like that as well.
So what do you think it takes to, you know, have that presence in the hip hop industry, in the rap industry, like to, you know, because like a Jay-Z, he's still relevant. You know, this nigga been rapping since when? Since the 90s. Yeah. And he's still relevant. You know, he's still like, he drops something and it's hit. So
he do like features though,
but he's
still relevant. Though.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of artists.
So what do you think? You know,
that's gonna fall off.
Yeah, because a lot of rappers be falling off. So what's your take on, you know, how to stay relevant, how to stay?
I think a lot of it has got to do with reading the situation. It's like when you walk into a building, we read the situation like, you know, we try to feel the way around so we can know how to fucking adjust it to the room. So it's the same thing with that. It's like a lot of cats, they get so caught up in trying to flood the market with quantity, with so much music, that they forget about the quality of it. Because they spend so much time writing, you can tell a lot of times these cats be having a writer's block. You can tell a lot of times that verse was a freestyle. Cats like the Jay-Z's and the Kendrick Lamar, again, with their situation allows them the room to breathe. Yeah. So when, like, Kendrick coming out, got a new album coming out, right? Well, the last one was about 2.5, almost 3 years.
5 years ago.
5 fucking years.
Yeah.
So we had 5 fucking years to marinate.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He had 5 years to fucking think about it.
Yeah.
5 years, some of that he had to fucking took a chill to relax a little bit. And then once he got back into it, he was fresh. He was able to fucking experience some shit, come back, and come up with, you know, put their pen to work. A lot of cats right now, they just so into flooding the market with new music. they don't have that kind of time to really fucking get themselves a break to fucking refresh. Because yeah, and also they trying to fucking keep their core fan base.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's like selling drugs or something. It's that fast money. They want the fast money and they want the feeling. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it has a lot to do with that too. So a lot of the times rappers don't have the time to really put good quality music out because the situation, maybe the contract situation, or the fact that they just got on and they're trying to fucking keep their core fans together. So a lot of the time they just fucking flood the industry with just shit just because they just have the opportunity to do so. But at the same time, a lot of that music don't be quality. You see what I'm saying? So cats like the ones we were just talking about, they have that. That's what keeps them at that level because they keep the room to fucking take a break. They keep this space that allows them to fucking assess the industry because there's always cats coming into it, so they need to fucking figure out who's coming behind them, who they need to compete with. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of that, like Jay-Z, let's talk about Jay-Z for a second. Again, Jay-Z was never a quantity rapper. He's a quality rapper. Mm-hmm. His albums are, so much apart and shit. Yeah. And that allows him the motherfucking time to finesse that shit and think about it and fucking go knock it out.
But it's because now I'm thinking it's like Kanye or 50 Cent or they still in the game, but they can. But they've established other shit though. Like Kanye has a whole
another brand.
Yeah.
But see, Jay-Z doing the same thing. You just don't see him marketed like that.
Right.
Jay-Z got his own tequila.
Yeah.
He part of the NFL. He got so much more stuff going on. Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying?
50 Cent.
He in charge of a lot of people.
Yeah, 50 got a lot of
his
respect
own,
too.
Yeah, TV shows and producing all that
brought
shit.
Monique on.
Yeah.
So that
I had to tune in. Nah, Monique on there. I love Monique, boy. I love that boy.
Nah, but it's like the rappers now. It's just they have a deal, and now all they think about is putting out music. They're not really thinking about their future.
Right.
They just putting out the music.
Yeah. And again, a lot of times it may depend on their situation. But we're not in the room when they sign the contract, so we don't know what that contract is saying.
Yeah.
But that contract dictates their activities. Right. It dictates how much they need to fucking record, how much they need to be on the road. And if it's anything like we've been hearing about in the last, let's say 10, 15 years with these 360 deals, then rappers really gotta fucking put out music because they ain't really got too much money to fucking break off for themselves. So now their industries are getting into not just their royalties, but they get into merchandise money, tour money. If I lent them fucking $10, the label won't have of that shit. You see what I'm saying? So they got their hands on so much shit, so they kind of keep putting out so much fucking music.
Yeah, because I heard Summer Walker, she got a 360 deal, and her label been fucking her ass. Like she get 10 cents.
See?
Play or some shit. See? No type of money.
Yeah. And see, in versus Kendrick Lamar and Drake, by being the caliber artists that they are, and they cross over to pop radio. Pop radio plays more than the 92Qs and shit. You see what I'm saying? So 92Q may pay you 20 cents per spin, whereas the River may pay you 45 cents to spin and shit. You see what I'm saying? So they have that working in their favor as well.
106.7.
Yeah. When you hit that pop radio, that's it's like another tax bracket. You know what I'm saying?
Get the money up there.
Yeah, all that.
What's you said pop radio?
Pop radio. Yeah.
Pop radio.
Yeah, pop radio. Yeah, when your song come on right after BTS and shit. Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of artists, like, who would you want to work with right now?
Actually, I'm still fucking trying to fucking work with some of the people I grew up loving, like the KRS-One. I would love to work with KRS-One, LL Cool J, Ice Cube, cats like that. Some of the newer cats I would love to work with, like Gunna, Drake, Kendrick. But mainly, I'm still trying to fucking get in the studio with like some of the older cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to fucking show them that I appreciate what fucking they did for us and shit. So, but those are some of the cats I would love to get down with. So.
I got a little controversial question for some people think otherwise. But you comfortable where you at? Or you want to be where you at?
I'm not.
No.
I'm not. I've come a ways, but I still got a long way to go. I haven't really actually checked off all the things in my list yet. So I'm not comfortable with it. You'll know when I get
Yeah,
there.
for sure, of course.
Yeah, but right now it's still a grind. I've been doing it for a while, and I'm okay with what I've done, but I haven't done enough. I feel like I haven't done enough.
You know, some people when they get their little situations going on, you know, they get comfortable with the little money they make, or you know, little stuff like that. They don't feel like they should branch out more. You know, they're kind of scared of what might happen if, you know, they branch out some more.
True that.
But you always gotta keep pushing.
Yeah.
You get that little Elon Musk money.
You got it right.
I'm trying to buy Twitter. When he buy Twitter, I'm trying to buy him. You know what I'm saying? And that's type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to go double.
Right.
He just bought us for how much?
sure.
Alright, I got
Alright.
2 times that, you know. I don't mind.
Yeah.
You get that type of cash.
Yeah.
That's when I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Not for real.
Music is people think music is easy. You know, rapping is easy, making beats is easy, and all this. You know, technology make it easier than what it used to be.
True.
But the shit still ain't easy, man. 'Cause
It still takes skill.
Yeah, getting there and just trying to make a song.
Yeah.
It ain't.
It still
all that.
takes skill.
When I make music, I gotta do it like 7 different times. You know what I'm saying? I pick the best one I want. Sometimes I might have to do it even more. You know what I'm saying? Just to figure it out. And I know making a beat. You know, you hear one wrong sound, you'll just trash the whole beat, start all the way over, and do something else. But that could have been a golden gem. You could have just tweaked it. Just like, man, fuck it. I'm just
But
trash
I mean,
it up.
it's art though, you know. So it's just like me with drawing. It's
cooking, like you
Yeah,
know, you
it's-
cook, you
it's all art.
add just too much of that paprika. You like,
Mhm.
I don't want none of this.
To me, cooking is like science. To me, cooking is like to me, cooking is like another level of fucking art, because you taking all these seasonings, you taking all this, and you fucking crafting something. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know specifically. You just can't fucking just shake and dash. You got to know how to do shit.
Yeah.
So to me, I respect chefs, people who cook like for professional living, because that shit is something that's like another level of
That's all I'm
fucking.
trying to do.
For real, that's like another level of fucking science to me. For real though, it's like a science to me. It's like a science and shit.
Oh, yeah.
For real though, I go to restaurants, I'm like, man, how the fuck they make that shit smell that good?
Yeah.
I could buy the same ingredients and never fucking get close to it. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's a science to it, man. So I big them up a lot.
No, it definitely is, because I think the hardest part about cooking is just knowing what ingredients go together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can know temperatures and all that
Exactly.
shit, but
And just,
Exactly.
you know, just going with your heart, like going, if you
Yeah.
know, man, I feel like it need this,
Mhm.
fucking do it. Don't second guess, because you might add something else that you think can, like, you know, exist with it.
Right.
But at the same time, that shit don't even
Right.
go together. Your first option was your best option, and you just second guess, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It goes from life skills, from seasoning to, you know, just cooking in general, because there's so many different styles of cooking.
Yeah.
Like you can cook in wok, cook on the grill, you cook on fire.
Yeah.
You know, they got different types of grills. They got the flat tops, they got the roller grills, they got the wooden grills that you gotta rotate the wood with, you know, keep the
All
other
that
wood,
shit.
and you know what I'm saying?
All that.
That's one of the hardest grills to ever
Really?
work with, you know,
Okay.
with the actual fire
Yeah.
and maintaining.
Yeah.
That shit's hard.
Alright.
That shit's fucking hard.
Alright.
You can do that. That's big ups to you, because I can't even do that.
Yeah.
Man, I worked at this one restaurant and it was this coal grill. It was like heated up the coals and you had to keep the coals hot.
Mhm.
It was weird.
That's some added shit to do while cooking and shit.
Yeah, you
While
know,
you
with that busting
busting
sweat,
out there, yeah,
you know
you
what I'm
like,
saying?
God
Hit the
damn, I
button,
gotta
yeah.
cook these
Now you
coals.
gotta
Yeah.
flip the fucking fire. You gotta rotate the shit.
Real.
It's too fucking hot. You gotta move the
Right.
stick over there. You trying to do it like that. Now your shit burning over here. Now your chef yelling at you. I'm like, yup. Y'all better say something else. Don't
Yeah.
put them up. I ain't bullshit.
No, this nigga the real deal though, cause the amount of people that we do at our restaurant now, it's gotta be like one of the busiest restaurants in Nashville.
Okay.
It gotta be so. And then just to be able to pop that shit out and it's good every
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
not good but excellent.
Right. Right.
It's some like
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. Not to cut you off, but to actually add on food. Like, look at these industries, like food, music, sports. People who are at the top of their game are consistent.
yeah.
Consistent. Like, if you're a chef working on a busy ass set like today, and you just constantly pumping it out, and the shit's good every fucking time, you're being consistent. That's like like an athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He making time, but even when he's not on the court, he's somewhere practicing, fucking, you know, working out, being consistent. Shit, same thing. Anybody that's at the height of whatever industry is, they're fucking constantly consistent and they deliver all the fucking time.
Thanks.
Straight up.
Oh man, we had 660 yesterday. He got busy. I was like, hey, bro. I said, let me cook real quick. You know what I'm saying? I was in that moment. You know, you know, I got to do my thing.
I mean, the whole thing is flooded with food.
I just got completely quiet because, you know, sometimes working in a restaurant compared, you know, fine dining, you know, you gotta make sure everything's damn near perfect, but you gotta get it out in a certain amount of time. Right. They still respect that. Right. So, you know, if you got 40 tickets on the board, you gotta push them 40 tickets out in the next 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta push it out.
I think y'all whole another shower.
Like when we start this this cooking shit, like my boy T, he ain't here right now. I just wanna say, you know, just pray for my boy T. He going through some things. You know, he ain't here today. You know, he got a lot going on. My boy T, me and Jordan, you know, we gonna try to get this food truck going. You know, do our little thing, just a little catering business and stuff like that. I'm trying to have like little DJs come through and play music, you know, stuff like that. So we can just vibe out and let people know Nashville is more than just country music. We got real artists out here, real chefs out here, you know, things that you can venture off and see and do. And we can take our talents and hit the road too at the same time. Because the food truck out. Ooh, I'll put that thing in third gear and just drive all the way to wherever I gotta go. Go to Atlanta, post up, do some things, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we see ourselves for like the next year, 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? What you got going on in the next 3, 4, 5 years?
Yeah, I see myself doing more of the behind the scenes stuff, pushing my artists. Got a new artist named Lockjaw that I just signed about a month ago.
I heard of him, you know, you let me listen to it. Hey, that man's hard.
Yeah.
He's lyrical, for real.
So yeah, and that around about that time I'm looking to have, you know, my publishing up and fully running. Pretty much I'm just looking to actually be better at what I'm doing now. I'm actually looking to be more hands-on. I'm looking to sell this house. In the next 5 years, I got a few things on the table. Most definitely playing more of a behind-the-scenes role. Because right now, I'm up front. I got my hands on everything. So I'm looking to just play the background a little bit and just let that coast its way out. And she just pretty much do the music and shit. Still keep it going with that. Yeah. Until I get uncomfortable. Until I get comfortable, I gotta get there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need the next 5. I'm gonna need the next 5 years to get there.
Yeah, it always takes time, man. It always takes time.
Yeah.
You know, I know how the game go, man. We just try to give y'all a little scoop on life. You know, this is DOLLR Bill, like I said once again, man. One of the coldest producers you gonna find, you know.
Thank you.
For real. You know, we just gonna keep doing our thing. We gonna keep pushing. He gonna keep doing his thing. He gonna keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got any questions? You know, anything like that? Ask us under the comments. We'll get to them. You know, we can do another video, chop it up again, you know what I'm saying? So we can answer these questions for y'all. It's your boy Chef Mikey B.
Yeah, Jordan, I've made it.
And I'm DOLLR Bill Skull. You can find me on Facebook at DOLLR Bill Skull, Instagram and Twitter, BILLSKO.
So,
Yeah.
Uncut recipe podcast.